Well, this is part three of Was That a Vision That I Saw? Well, if you're ready to see the final teaching series on visions, pull up a chair, pour a mug. You're having coffee with the prophet. We've been teaching on visions, and we've dealt with Paul or Saul on his way to Damascus, on the road to Damascus. We've dealt with that. And from that, we understood that from that, he gained from his vision, he gained a direction. So a lot of times with share, you can be going in a certain direction. Your heart can be right and everything else, but you can be going in the wrong directions. So when the visions come, these visions come to bring us direction and insight. We see with Peter on the housetop to Joppa, his perspective had to be changed because he had a perspective in the direction of what he was going to do. And the Lord had a different direction, a different purpose for him. So when vision comes, it enlarges our perspective and give us clarity from that aspect. But I want to go into dealing with this week. We're going to be dealing, and this week is our last teaching dealing with this series, and we're dealing with vision, a spirit vision. We dealt with the open vision, trans vision, and this week will be visions. Spirit vision is where I'm going at. And also, I want to correct something. Last week, I think I said Daniel 2:17. Actually, I meant 1:17, which has been our key scripture throughout this teaching series. And it goes like this. As for these four children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. So let you know that there's a foundation in reference of this. It's not nothing that we're just doing or just creating something out of nowhere, fantasy. So there's foundation in dreams and visions. So the whole idea for you to really begin to understand. So that's the foundation that we have been laying throughout this whole time. But I want to go, our scripture today will be coming from Daniel, the 10th chapter, somewhere around the 4th through the 10th. And for those that, once you watch this, perhaps we're going to go back and read with me. I'll be reading from, as always, the King James Version. So starting off at 10 and 4. 10 and 4 says this. And in the 4th and 20th day of the first month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekai, then I lift up my eyes and look, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with gold, with fine gold and Uphaz. His body also was like the barrel of his face, as his appearance of lightning. His arms and his feet like the color of polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking falling upon them, so that they fled to hid themselves. Therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my cumberings was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. Yet yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then it was in a deep sleep, on my face, and my face towards the ground. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knee and upon the palm of my hand. Now, I want you to really begin to really see this, that so when we talk about Daniel having this vision, and he having this vision in the spirit realm, which is different. A lot of times you can see, well, it's all in the spirit realm, but it's a spirit vision. And a lot of times in a spirit vision is almost a thing that where he articulate this quite well is something that you see in the spirit and others can't see it. You see that there was other men that was around them, but they didn't see this. They didn't recognize it. Sometimes you can have a spirit vision and it's almost like just different shapes or forms that's taking place, almost abstract as well. And you can almost, it's like you understand what's going on. Now, at this particular time, it was, he began to see the form, which this, in this chapter, we know we're dealing with an angel. But I want to kind of stay more focused on the text as far as a vision is concerned, because we can go in all kinds of directions with this here. But I want to focus that on the vision. So he's seeing in the spirit realm, and he's seeing in his spirit in reference of certain things. But I want you to see and really begin to understand this, because even in dreams and visions, our five senses is intact. If you notice, I know there's times where I may be interpreting a dream or something, so I may ask a person, well, how did you feel? Or they'll say how they felt. One of my dreams in the past, I talked about how this young man will run and find himself running, and he found out eventually he was running from himself, but he would break out in sweats. So you're feeling the five senses is in the spirit realm as well. So you feel through those things. So Daniel was in touch with his feelings, where when the angel touched him, he talked about how he felt or what took place from that aspect, looking upon him, how brilliant the colors is. One thing in the spirit realm, the colors is almost as a perfect, bright colors. A lot of times we don't understand, because here in the natural, in the spirit realm, but in the spirit realm, the colors are so brilliant, they're more majestic to that degree. So he's describing all these particular things at this time, Daniel, what he's seeing and what's taking place in reference of his vision and what he's seen in the spirit. And that's one of the things that, so if you ever had any one of these particular visions, a lot of times there's just different things at different aspects. So the whole teaching was to really just lay that foundation of these particular visions and things from that aspect. But so that's one of the things. But also, we want to keep things, as far as keep them in a certain of the category from that aspect. So now we see where what happened with Paul, direction, Peter, perspective. With Daniel, a greater insight took place. So it would be insight. So when these take place in our life, it gives us a greater insight, a greater perspective. It really equips us for our journey, the direction, what we've called to do, our purpose right here from day to day. And one of the things is, I don't want to get too deep into this, because next week we're going to be unfolding this particular teaching here in the dream room, where we unpack the dreams and visions from that aspect. But there's other things that go along with this as far as the direction, unpacking it now to make it practical into our life. That's the thing. So we always want to pull this thing when you have these dreams, these visions. It does you no good if you don't know how to now walk these things out day by day. I always said this. Also, pay attention to what's going on in the natural as well as the spirit realm from that perspective or that aspect. That's one of the things we want you to really keep focusing on. Listen, I hope that this teaching series has been a blessing. I hope that you've gained something from this, some revelation, some understanding from this particular teaching. As always, prescribe a like if it's something that have touched or transpired your life, that transform your life. This is what we do here. To unpack these dreams and these visions, to bring clarity to a world perhaps that's abstract to many. So that's been our purpose dealing with this particular teaching. Next week, we're going to go in the dream room and we're going to unpack a lot of this, unpack these particular teachings we've been doing the last few weeks. But listen, trust that you've been a blessing. And one of the things is, here's the charge. You stay sensitive to what God is going to show you as you begin to now be open to these dreams and visions, revelations. Get yourself a pen and a pencil. Start writing this stuff down as you go forward into your purpose and your direction. Because you never know when God is going to reveal to you a dream or a vision. Hey, you've been having coffee with the prophet.